sexual orientations. Our vision at Indus is to be leaders in the building strong and inclusive communities. Our mission is that we are a community benefit organization focused on building resilient and healthy communities by offering person-centered anti-oppressive programs and services. Our values are that we are person-centered, inclusive, dedicated, and accountable. A little history of our organization. We were founded by the members of the Indo-Canadian community as India Rainbow Club of Peel in 1985. Our name was changed to India Rainbow Community Services of Peel in 1986. And finally, our name was changed to Indus Community Services in 2016. This is just a quick slide showing all of our locations. We have locations in Mississauga, Oakville, and Brampton. Okay, volunteering at Indus. Most of our programs at Indus, we do require support from volunteers. Right now, we have a few open positions and more volunteer opportunities will be opening up in the near future. We appreciate our volunteers very much. We do social events twice a year to celebrate our volunteers. We give out certificates and reference letters to any volunteers that may need them. Our first program, Friendly Visiting, which is my new program. For this, we match volunteers. Our volunteers are matched with senior clients for one-on-one home visits with the purpose of alleviating feelings of isolation and loneliness for our clients. Volunteers engage our clients in meaningful conversations and activities of interest such as reminiscing, music therapy, card games, board games, and more, while engaging clients and monitoring their social and mental well-beings. Community Connections, this used to be my older program. In this program, we used to help, or this program is to help newcomers transition into coming into a new country. Community Connections will match a newcomer with a local volunteer mentor who will help the newcomer learn about the community services and available resources in the community. Community Connections also does various workshops such as crafts for youth and adults. We've done coding for adults and youth. We've done painting and Zumba and knitting and much more. The Masi Project, this is a new collaborative project between the Peel Children's Aid Services and Punjabi Health Services and ourselves, Indus. The Masi Project is to build awareness and provide support and mentorship on issues facing South Asian families and children with the emphasis on international students, children at risk of being separated from their families, and children in care. Masi supports fostering families by offering coaching, mentoring, and co-parenting with caregivers to build networks and support. And right now we are hiring for volunteers for this position. Apna Health, this is a new partnership committed to the South Asian community health and wellness during the pandemic. If you or someone you know needs food packages delivered to their homes or your homes, it requires financial or mental or health or medical assistance, or require any information, please get in touch with us. I have put in the email and the phone number on the slide. And just for your reference, everything on that website is also available in Hindi, Punjabi, Urdu, Tamil, and this is just another slide that summarizes all the services that we have. We have newcomer services, family services, health services, and of course, volunteering opportunities. This is a list of our funders and our partners that we are forever grateful for and thankful for. And lastly, our information session. So this is where you can get in touch with us. If you are interested in volunteering with us, please do follow us at any of our social media. You can also find us at induscs.ca, or of course, get in touch with Volunteer VMBC. That's all I have. I'm all ears if anyone has any questions.
Yes, this is Robert from Volunteer NBC. And Ria, it's lovely to have you here today. I'm just curious, the programs that you listed earlier, they have involved volunteer positions that Volunteer NBC over the years has posted. And the most recent one, of course, is the Masi one, which was a very interesting opportunity, and in keeping, I suppose, with the theme of skills, it was what we really consider to be a bit of a niche position. In other words, it asked for a very specific, identifiable skills and capacities and backgrounds, as it were. My overall question, though, is as we emerge from COVID-19, do you have any particular timetable at this time for, I guess, bringing back some of these opportunities, I guess, into more than just a virtual setting?
Honestly, not as of right now. We are thinking of going back into the office just to start working sometime mid-August to September. As of right now, we don't have any plans to go back to face-to-face volunteering for any of our programs as yet.
So in terms of virtual volunteering, how has that been going in terms of accomplishing, I guess, while COVID's been I guess you could say a preoccupation? How successful do you think the virtual volunteering initiatives have been?
Since last year, since we moved everything to virtual, I think things have been great. We have received a lot more volunteers from outside the GTA as well, since it's virtual and people can be volunteering from anywhere. So we've had a lot more volunteers. We have expanded our programming to do a lot more youth programming, which we've had volunteers facilitate for us as well. So in my opinion, virtual has been great for us in the last year, I should say, virtually especially.
Thanks a lot. Very instructive.
So I see a question from Syed about what virtual programming is available right now. So we have friendly visiting available right now, and we also have Masi that is available right now. Friendly visiting is a little bit slower, but we are still taking interviews right now. And for community connections, it's on a pause right now. And you will find out as soon as we are back on to hiring volunteers for that. Anyone else?
Are there any other questions that people have? Okay, so I think one of the things that we want to also, there's one more question. Do you have volunteering in data related fields? Is that a question from Syed or whoever's asking?
Syed, and not as of right now. We actually do not have any data related field that we need volunteers for.
Right. Okay. One thing that I would mention is that there are a lot of positions that have been posted volunteer NBC, not necessarily from Indus on its own, but Indus does run a program related to the Apna Health initiative, right, Ria, where there's a lot of effort to support people during COVID and
yes.
Even mobilize people to vaccine clinics. So some of the other organizations that are doing similar work to that are actually running some of the pop-up and mobile, fixed clinics, pop-up clinics and mobile clinics for vaccines. So for those, they're doing a lot of registration and trying to figure out, okay, who needs to go where. So there's some data work that's happening, and some of that is happening in terms of needing good people with good skills in Excel and less so in terms of full of databases, but it's a really good experience to be able to show that you helped in the vaccine effort. And I think that's definitely one where there are a few volunteer opportunities. And if you go to our website now, you'll be able to see that. And I know that Apna Health initiative is a very big initiative, and that's something that Indus is involved with. And I see Ria's added the link, right? Yes. Leslie asks, Ria, what's the process to apply to be a volunteer? I volunteered in the past with Indus. I wonder if I would have to go through the application process again.
How long ago did you volunteer, Leslie? And for what program did you volunteer for?
Feel free to unmute yourselves and speak, folks, too, if you have access to your microphone.
But just as a general answer, how to apply, you can apply through the NBC. A lot of our postings are on there, or you can go on our website for any program that you're interested in. Like I said, friendly visiting or Masi is hiring right now. You would just have to go fill up a volunteer application form, and then someone from Indus would be in contact with you. You have to go through an interview, and then there has to be reference checks. So it's a process, but we can definitely help you guide you through it.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
yes, you can.
Okay, so yes, I volunteered. I think it was right before COVID happened.
Okay.
As a friendly visitor.
Then your file should still be open. So your file should be
Okay.
open. I can check in and then actually get in contact with you if you have. Did you go through the volunteer process, the reference, and all the modules? All that was done?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So you should be still a volunteer with us. You should get in contact with me or with Tulsi Radia, who was probably your volunteer coordinator at the time.
Okay, and then because it was, I guess, more than a year ago, I would still need a vulnerable sector check again, I'm assuming.
Yes, you would actually. Yeah, since you haven't volunteered since then, you would need to get your vulnerable sector check again. But get in touch with me or with Tulsi, and then we can talk to you about it.
Okay, thank you.
No problem, Leslie.
While people are pondering if they have any other questions for you, Ria, I wondered if you could comment a little bit about, you know, how I was talking about the ways in which you recognize volunteers, maybe some of the ways that Indus recognizes its volunteers.
Yeah, so we do volunteer appreciation events twice a year. Obviously, in the last year, we've been doing it virtually. We do certificates, we do gift cards, we also do nominate them for the Oscars as well that you guys do. We also write personal letters, reference letters to any volunteer that needs it from us as well.
That's very nice. Okay, excellent. Is there anyone in this room who's, I know Leslie mentioned you volunteered for Indus before, but does anyone have a specific type of volunteer opportunity they're looking for? I saw that aside from data, maybe people are looking at a certain area, because I know Indus has such a wide variety of programs, maybe trying to figure out how do I use my skill set, you know, there. So that could, if you have anything to share, folks, you can do that. And then, you know, we have time for, you know, maybe a couple more questions here. One of the nice things about volunteering for Indus is the opportunity to meet a lot of people. You know, the Massey program, I think, Ria, if you could give a little bit more information. I know that's one of the programs that you're urgently recruiting people for, right? So
yes.
Maybe speak to a little bit about what that's like in terms of just why it's sort of enjoyable to become a mentor in that sense.
So you really do get to work with newcomer families, international students, and I think that's the best part about it. To be very honest, the Massey project is very new, and it's a program that the newcomer services is working with, so it's not really my program, and I'm not really that well educated on the program at all. So I wouldn't be the best person to answer, but again, if anyone has any questions, I can put my email down and then you can email me and I would be more than happy to forward all your questions to someone who will be able to answer all your questions about the program, because it is a very big program right now that we're doing and it's an important one as well.
Wonderful. Oh, and somebody's written here, Patricia's written, I would love to volunteer in customer service. I have a background as a social worker back home, just took credentials for administrative clerk and currently taking marketing fundamentals at Sheridan as well as a remote worker. Okay, it's a wide variety of skill sets that Patricia, you possess. So I think, you know, perhaps, I don't know, Ria, if you want to comment on that in terms of what you think might be, you know, viable in terms of like types of some of the programs that you mentioned would be a good fit for that?
Yeah, so with what we have available right now, so again, Massey and friendly visiting, Patricia, from what you have said, we don't have anything open like that right now, but we will be opening up more positions in the future, in the near future. So please do keep looking at our website. I'm sure we'll be able to accommodate you with some of our volunteer roles that we will have.
Okay, all right, so this has been very fruitful. I'd like to thank Ria, and we will keep this discussion going. Okay, so in this breakout, we can all stay in this breakout because we're going to have Dylan Hart from Vita Centre get a chance to share about their organization, what they do, and some of the volunteer opportunities. Dylan We didn't get a chance to test with you earlier. Can you hear us clearly? And do you want to chime in? And I'm not sure if you have anything you want to show as well, but we can definitely talk about Vita Centre a little bit if you're here.
Sure. Good afternoon, Sean. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm very honored and grateful to be a part of this expo, and I'm really looking forward to sharing some information about our organization. I do have a presentation I'd like to share with you all. Do we want to get started with that now, Sean?
Yeah, please do.
Okay, sure. So just bear with me while I get that up. Sean, can you see my first slide, my screen?
I can see the slides.
You can?
Yes, I can.
Yes.
Great, thank you so much. All right, so yep, so I just want to introduce myself again. My name is Dylan Hart, and I am the volunteer coordinator at Vita Centre. For those of you who don't know where our organization is located, we are based in Mississauga. As you can see on this slide, our address is 5659 McAdam Road. Basically, our nearest intersection would be Matheson Boulevard and Kennedy Road. All right. So now that you know where we are located, I'd like to just to kind of talk a little about who we are. So Vita Centre is a non-for-profit organization that is dedicated to providing excellent support, education, and counseling to vulnerable families, including pregnant and parenting youth, with the goal of empowering them to move forward and thrive. So Vita Centre, we believe that providing opportunities will enable each person to reach full potential in areas of social, emotional, and physical growth, as well as when an individual receives support from a caring, loving community, they recognize their goodness and ultimately use that strength for their own benefit and of their child. So one of our ways on how we support vulnerable families is we do offer one-to-one counseling. Our counseling program helps mothers to be, as well as fathers and fathers to be, to make positive decisions for themselves and their children. We currently have 2 community counselors working at Vita Centre, and they help our clients with topics such as emotional support, pre and postnatal information and education, as well as strategies and resources for housing, income supports, education, and employment. These are just a few topics to name. Vita Centre, we also offer parenting and skill programs that run in groups. One of these programs are called Growing as Parents. This program is a free parenting and life skills program that is offered in 12-week sessions. It is open to mothers, fathers, and caregivers in the Peel region with children up to 6 years old. For 2 hours once a week, a trained facilitator leads a session on a variety of topics such as healthy relationships, effective communication, sibling rivalry, managing challenging behaviors, child development, and child safety. Again, just to name a few. Another program that we have to offer is called Me, My Baby, Our World. This, again, is another free interactive parenting program that is offered in a 12-week session to young parents with children up to 8 months of age. The aim of this program is to help parents better understand their relationship with their baby. Parents will learn concepts such as attachment, temperament, and being attuned to their babies. The program helps build confidence as a parent and increases empathy and sensitivity. So during this program, parents usually participate in activities like a music circle, which helps provide the opportunity for parent and child interaction, but also provides an opportunity for practice and reinforcement of parent sensitive behaviors. I know something else they do in this program is they do some scrapbooking. This is just a fun and interactive activity just to have some fun in the program. Nobody's Perfect is another program we offer. This program is open to mothers, fathers, and caregivers, again in the Peel region, with children up to 6 years old. The program provides parents with information and support to recognize their strengths and understand their needs, and in turn their children's needs. In this program, parents get to know other parents and become support for each other outside the program. Parents also can build upon their parenting skills, and they will learn and practice new ones. And our last program that we have to offer is called Supper Connection. This program provides parents with information regarding food security, health, and nutrition, while encouraging positive parenting and life skills. In addition, the program offers a safer space to foster and maintain a social network with other mothers, fathers, and caregivers. Some sessions feature interactive cooking as well. Other topics that are included in this program are financial literacy and budgeting, self-care, managing picky eaters, meal planning, also understanding and using the Canada Food Guide. Right. So how you can get involved? I mean, we are always actively looking to recruit volunteers. However, the pandemic has made this challenging as we are all working remotely. When things do get back to somewhat normal, hopefully sooner rather than later, and when we're allowed to be back in the office, we are always looking for child minding volunteers. Vita Centre is in need of volunteers to watch children while their parents are in school or in those group programs that I just mentioned earlier. So if you do love children, this is a great volunteer opportunity. We are also in need of some bingo volunteers. So at Vita Centre, we are partnered with Delta Bingo with the locations in Mississauga and Brampton. They've been so kind to donate to our organization. So with that being said, we do have volunteers that assist on bingo nights. So if you're comfortable with handling cash, enjoying working in a fast-paced and organized environment, then maybe being on the bingo volunteer team is the right spot for you. We're also looking for special event volunteers. We do hold a fundraising events such as golf, again, bingo, dinner, dance, trivia nights. So again, when we are able to start running some outdoor events, we would be looking to recruit some special event volunteers. We are also looking for office support volunteers just to help assist the staff and other placement students in the administrative task of the agency. And we are also looking for speaker bureau volunteers. So we do allow volunteers to get the chance to give presentations in the community. So in schools, service groups, functions, and promotional campaigns. So we do teach and provide the information for our volunteers and teach them those kind of skills as well. So again, once we are back in office, these are definitely some volunteer programs that we would start seeking volunteers for. So we also currently, we are seeking volunteers to help with our care closet. Almost on a daily basis, we tend to receive a number of large donations from the CUNY. Donated items can be formula, diapers and wipes, gift certificates, baby and kids clothing. Sometimes we receive gently used baby furniture such as cribs and strollers. Our care closet tends to get messy quickly. That said, we do need help organizing the closet. We also schedule dates for our clients to come pick up items from the care closet at our organization. So on these days, we do need help putting orders together, as well as handing those items out to those families. So I guess why should you volunteer at Vita Centre? I mean, off the top of my head, it's a very rewarding experience. Knowing that you are making a difference in supporting pregnant and young parents is truly amazing. You are simply providing hope. I've been with the organization for a little over 2 months now, and it's honestly been an amazing experience. The culture at work is fun and interactive. It's, again, very rewarding when working with volunteers who share the same passion. Also, while volunteering at Vita Centre, you will be able to meet new people and develop great relationships. Speaking as the volunteer coordinator and other staff at our organization, we really do truly value our volunteers. I always say our volunteers are the backbone of our organization. I try to always check in with our volunteers and express our gratitude. Us too, we do like to organize volunteer appreciation events every year. However, due to COVID, this has been a little challenging. However, prior to my presentation, I know Ria's mentioned that they like to handle gift cards, personal thank you notes. They like to write reference checks for employability. So again, Vita Centre does do that as well. And when we do host a lot of events, we do like to post on social media, and we always try to make sure we post a shout out to our volunteers, because again, without their time and dedication, most events won't run smoothly. Last year, we did help 600 clients become better parents. We do operate efficiently. However, without our volunteers giving freely of their time, our costs would rise by 30%. This just tells you how much of an impact our volunteers have at our organization. So on this slide, I just, if you have any questions or any concerns or just want some more information, you can definitely visit our website. You can, on the slide, you can also see my contact information. And I'm just going to leave you with this quote: "Those who can do, those who can do more, volunteer." I don't really know who created this quote, but it has stuck with me from my time as a placement student from prior organizations. So yeah, if you have any questions or anything like that, I'm all ears as well.
This is Robert from Volunteer NBC. Dylan, I'm delighted to hear your voice. And I just put my email address on the chat because I'd love to hear from you about how things are going in terms of your volunteer opportunities. And I want to pay a compliment to Vita Centre because you guys have not been idle by any means during COVID. There are two positions that I'm looking at right now that are archived in your a member account. One is COVID-19 volunteer good food box delivery drivers. And that was February of 2021. Yep. And the other one that's comes immediately to mind is the Ramadan hot meal delivery drivers needed. And that is in April of 2021. So, I mean, my compliments. And as we emerge from COVID-19, I fully expect to hear from you.
Thank you, Robert. Appreciate that. So yeah, just to kind of expand on those positions. So I did mention our separate connection program in the presentation, and usually when these groups do come to organization, they meet in groups, and we do provide a healthy meal for those clients. However, because we're not in the office, we are not doing that. But we are partnered up with a couple food banks in the Peel region. So every Friday, we do have a couple volunteers who drive to the food bank and pick up those meals and deliver to those families, just so they don't miss out on that aspect of programming.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dylan, for your presentation. Does anyone have some questions? I do see one in the chat. Are these volunteer positions during weekdays and or weekends? So the volunteer positions that you are looking for, are they versatile with shifts, or do you have a certain time frame that you need more?
Yeah, so most of our volunteer programs are during the week. However, when we do start running our special events, those typically do happen on weekends as well. So we do offer some weekend volunteering opportunities as well. But that would be more specifically for our special events, because a lot of our group programming happens during the week.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Is there any other questions before we head back to the main session? Awesome. Thank you so much again, Dylan. If anyone has questions, you can always follow up after.
Thank you.
Thank you. We should be heading back just now. Might take one moment. Any minute should now.